Hi there, I'm Joshua Howard from 180 Theory Hypnotherapy in Denver, Colorado, and welcome to another episode of Mastering Mondays, where we help you to master Mondays so you can begin to master the rest of your week and really take on your life in the way that you want it to be. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about everybody's favorite topic, manifesting. And now, you can take this in a very spiritual, law of attraction kind of way if you want, or you can take this in a very secular way. My advice will apply to you either way, whether you're trying to work diligently by your own bootstraps and really be a self-made person and create your destiny yourself, or whether you're trying to manifest things inside of a law of attraction paradigm. It doesn't really matter to me. Personally, I sit more on the side of taking personal action and manifesting things in a concrete, naturalistic way. But definitely, if you have a spiritual belief in manifestation, I'm not going to stop you. But again, I guess that this advice will really help you. And so something I want to tell people is that, when you go to try to manifest something or create something concrete in your life, one of the easiest things to start doing is to get completely obsessed with it, to get overwhelmingly obsessed with it, to constantly be there, looking at it, seeing what's going on, checking it out, making sure it's working, paying super attention to minute little details to make sure that everything is perfect. And, it's just like the old aphorism that watched water will never boil. A watched goal will probably never manifest for you. And here's the reason why. If you step back and start thinking about it, if you approach a really concrete goal, like, for instance, running a business, in this way of being completely obsessed with it, not doing anything else, constantly thinking about where it's at, how it's doing, how it's going to be, whether or not you're a failure with it, all these other things, you're really acting towards your business or your goal in the same way that somebody who's very abusive would act towards their partner. And so when you try to manifest by having a deep grasp on things, you're really approaching the world like an abusive relationship partner. And now when you really start to think about this, if you approach somebody or something in this kind of way, would they really relate to you? Would they help you out? And vice versa, if you approach the world or somebody, or if you were approached by the world or by somebody in the same sort of way, how would you respond to it? How would you respond to a new boyfriend or girlfriend or romantic partner that constantly called you, was constantly checking on where you're at, always wondering about whether or not you would work out, whether or not you were good, had no faith in you, was constantly bothered by all of these issues about you, and constantly bothered by the way the relationship is turning out, and whether or not you're far enough, and whether or not this thing worked out. And it's really important advice to keep in mind, because if you're trying to make something happen in the real world, particularly trying to make something concrete like a business happen, it's very, very easy. And I can say this from personal experience. It's very easy to get so obsessed with your business and what you're doing that you just choke all the life out of it. And if you do that, you're going to ultimately end up failing and frustrated at your failure and probably not know why. The key advice to keep in mind here is that things don't manifest for you when you're obsessed with them. They manifest for you when you let them happen. And this is very much like hypnosis. I constantly tell my clients, because they'll always ask me, what will make hypnosis work better? How can I make sure this works? How can I get the most out of this process? And I always tell them, all you need to do is neither help nor hinder the process, just facilitate it happening. And I want you to keep this in mind and think about this in relationship to your goals. How can you have faith that your goal will manifest if you work on it in the right ways? And how can you just let it unfold? How can you find yourself thinking about your goal as something that's just going to begin unfolding in front of you, rather than something you have to force to make happen? Especially if you sit in the naturalistic camp. There's so many elements of chaos, other people, natural disasters, luck, all kinds of things that go into creating something on this naturalistic plane we live in, that it's very hard to really even know that the things that you're trying to do are going to be the thing that's going to cause it to manifest. And again, from my own personal experience, this is my third business, so starting businesses in the past and even this one, I've found that the harder I work on it, the more I hold it there, the more I think about it, the more I need it to happen, the less likely it is to happen. And so something to keep in mind is, are you treating your goals like an abusive relationship? Or are you treating your goals like something you cherish and love and respect? And when you really start to make this flip in your life, in your business, in your goals, I know from personal experience that you'll find yourself much more able to manifest and create the things that you want in your life. And not because there's some great spiritual entity rolling through and just waiting for you to have the right emotional vibration. I don't believe that. If you believe that, that's fine. But really because in order to have things work out in your life the way you want them to, you need to keep in control. And when you're that obsessed with something, you're not in control. It's controlling you. It's controlling the way you respond to things. It's controlling how you react, how you think about it, all of these different things. And all of those things are blocking your ability to be the person that you need to be to make it happen and to do the things you need to do to make it happen. And for instance, I can say with this business, I've run through a lot of identity crises, trying to figure out, who I want to represent myself as, how I want this business to be represented, what its brand is, all these other things. And I spent so much time thinking about it and 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 working on it and manipulating things and switching things around, trying this and trying that and trying this and trying that I honestly missed out on the beauty of what was right in front of me, which is that I love hypnosis. I love what I'm doing. I have a deep passion about it, so I know what I'm talking about. I can offer people things of value. I don't have to have all these fantastical visions of things. I just have to tell people things that can help them out. And I know not everything I'm going to say is going to help every single person out, and that's okay. I just want to reach that one person who needs this one piece of advice. And hopefully, that was you and this was that piece of advice. And so now I'm going to call it an end here. I hope this has been very informative for you and something interesting for you to think about throughout your week. If you enjoyed this video, have any comments, questions, concerns, or even ideas for other videos, please leave a comment in the box below, shoot me an email, or even give me a call if you're in Denver. Thanks very much. We'll see you next week.